When it comes to unforgettable actors, Gene Hackman absolutely deserves a spot among the greatest in cinema history. With a unique intensity and a screen presence that commanded attention, Hackman had the ability to turn any character into something memorable. In this video, I'm inviting you to discover or rediscover 5 of his most iconic performances, where he showed exactly why he's one of the most respected talents in Hollywood. Each film is a masterclass in storytelling and acting. Stick around until the end, there's more than one hidden gem worth revisiting. Let's dive in. The French Connection. This gritty police thriller directed by William Friedkin catapulted Hackman into superstardom. He plays Popeye Doyle, a tough, obsessive New York City cop determined to take down a major heroin smuggling operation. The film is famous for its raw energy and its legendary car chase scene is still one of the most iconic in cinema history. Hackman gives an explosive, unpredictable performance. Popeye is flawed, abrasive, and far from the classic heroic cop, but that's what makes the character so compelling. Hackman brings intensity and physicality, fully immersing himself in the role. The film won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Hackman. It marked a turning point in his career, proving he could carry a film with sheer force of presence. The French Connection is not just a great crime movie, it's one of the most influential films of the 1970s, and Hackman's work here is unforgettable. The Conversation, 1974, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, this is one of those films that feels just as relevant today as it did back in the 70s. Gene Hackman plays Harry Cole, a surveillance expert obsessed with his privacy and haunted by guilt. The plot revolves around a recording that may have captured a criminal conspiracy. What begins as just another job quickly turns into a psychological nightmare for Cole, who starts losing his grip on reality. Hackman is flawless in a restrained yet deeply intense performance. His character never explodes, but there's a constant internal struggle you can feel in every gesture, every pause. Critics praised it across the board. The New Yorker called it one of the finest portrayals of contained paranoia in modern cinema. The film was a finalist at Cannes and nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. A dark, introspective thriller that proves Hackman didn't just act, they inhabited the souls of his characters. Hoosiers. In this sports drama based on real events, Gene Hackman plays Norman Dale, a basketball coach with a troubled past who arrives in a small Indiana town to coach a high school team. At first, no one trusts him, not the players, nor the community, but little by little, he earns everyone's respect with discipline, passion, and an unconventional approach. Hoosiers is more than just a sports movie. It's a story of redemption. Dale's goal isn't only to make the team win, he's also trying to rebuild his own life. Hackman strikes a perfect balance between toughness and vulnerability. Every look he gives tells a story, and when he finally connects with his players, the emotion feels real. The Washington Post called it a performance that carries the emotional weight of the film without falling into melodrama. Hoosiers has become a classic of sports cinema, and much of that is due to Hackman's work, as he remains entirely believable even when the script pushes towards sentimentality. Mississippi Burning, 1988. Based on real events, this gripping drama, directed by Alan Parker, explores the brutal murder of 3 civil rights activists in 1964 Mississippi. Hackman plays Agent Rupert Anderson, an FBI investigator with a Southern background, who teams up with a younger, more by-the-book partner, played by Willem Dafoe, as they navigate a deeply racist and violent small town. Anderson uses unconventional and often aggressive methods to get to the truth. Hackman's performance is a standout. He brings a weathered charm to the role but also a fierce moral drive. His scenes crackle with energy, especially when confronting local authorities or white supremacists. It's a layered portrayal, he's tough and at times morally questionable, but always human. The film was nominated for 7 Academy Awards and won Best Cinematography. Hackman was nominated for Best Actor, and many critics felt he should have won. It's one of his most emotionally charged performances, grounded in a painful chapter of American history. Unforgiven, 1992. Directed by and starring Clint Eastwood, this revisionist western redefined the genre. But it's Gene Hackman who steals the show as Sheriff Little Bill Daggett, a man who seems calm on the surface but hides a brutal, authoritarian streak. The story follows William Money, a former gunslinger forced to return to violence. Little Bill enforces the law in his town, but he does so with the same brutality as the criminals he's hunting. Hackman builds a 3-dimensional villain far from any cliché. He's not a monster, but a man with a code flawed, yes, but consistent with his worldview. The performance won Hackman an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Empire magazine called him a villain who never ceases to be human, and that's what makes him terrifying. The tension between him and Eastwood is pure cinematic gold. Unforgiven is not only a modern Western classic, it's also a prime example of Hackman's powerful work in morally grey territory. Gene Hackman left the screen more than 20 years ago, but his performances still resonate as strongly as ever. Whether he was playing a conflicted loner, a dangerous villain, or a flawed father trying to make amends, Hackman always brought truth and intensity to his roles. These 5 films are just a glimpse into a legendary career filled with unforgettable characters and moments. Which Hackman film is your favorite? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more great movie content. See you in the next one.